Okay, we're doing another petition. There's been changes for next year already decided by Pennsylvania Game Commission, changes to their pheasant stocking program. Okay, the first change is that they're going to implement a $25 pheasant hunting permit. Okay, we do not oppose the pheasant hunting permit, and we support it. The petition is not about the pheasant hunting permit. The other changes include privatization of the pheasant farm, of the pheasant production. We oppose that. There's a number of problems that could come from that. They range from things that are unlikely, such as the use of antibiotics and steroids in private birds, and that getting into the food chain and into our diets, and the antis and the conservationists using that as fodder against the pheasant stocking program due to bioaccumulation. In addition, there's very likely issues with the privatization of pheasant production, such as poor quality birds. Basically, we are going to be paying the private producer for the birds through Pennsylvania Game Commission. We don't think that's a good idea. Related to that is closing of 2 state pheasant farms. For context, I'm just going to explain to you the situation in New York State. New York State had 4 pheasant farms. They started in 1908. Now, when you start a farm in 1908 in rural upstate New York, the land is very cheap, and over that many years you accumulate a lot of equity. Plus they put buildings and whatnot in it. Farms are assets. They're not garbage. They shouldn't be looked at something. They should not be looked at something like, oh, I get rid of them and I save money. It doesn't work that way. Nobody has questioned the disposition of the Pennsylvania pheasant farms, but back to the New York situation. You had these huge acreages, some of them 400 acres, all of them well over 100 acres, with buildings and facilities and everything that's involved in farming, including farmland, tillable land. When these farms were taken away from the pheasant hunters, basically the excuse was it was going to save money, or more money was going to be put into something else, such as habitat. None of that happened. Basically what happened is every user group gained except the pheasant hunter. I'll qualify that in that one of the pheasant farms was changed into a pheasant release site. However, one pheasant release site in one section of the state, New York is a huge state, as is Pennsylvania, does not mitigate the loss of 3 whole pheasant farms. So pheasant hunting opportunity was partially mitigated, but it was nowhere near a satisfactory level of mitigation. So what this petition is about is opposing the privatization of pheasant production and closing 2 state pheasant farms. It's not about the pheasant permit. Pheasant permit is a go, as are these other things. We're not opposing it, we're supporting it. We're not stating in the petition that we support it. That's a go, and that's what you're signing this petition for.